My 35th birthday dinner was at Oceanside, the upscale restaurant in Cape Cod where my parents spent every summer weekend. The same restaurant I've been paying for them to enjoy for the past 4 years. 20 people gathered around the long table: my parents, my older brother Nathan and his wife, my younger sister Lily, various aunts, uncles, and cousins. Everyone was dressed up, everyone smiling, everyone ready to celebrate. Or so I thought. A toast, my father announced, standing with his wine glass, to my daughter Alexandra, who's turning 35 today. Everyone raised their glasses. I smiled, waiting for the usual birthday sentiments. Alexandra's done very well for herself, Dad continued. Started her own consulting firm, travels the world, drives a nice car. She's always been our success story. Something in his tone made my smile falter. In fact, he continued, his voice taking on an edge, she never lets us forget how successful she is. Always talking about her clients, her contracts, her achievements. Always showing off. A few people laughed uncomfortably. My mother nodded in agreement. So here's to Alexandra. Dad raised his glass higher. Who's successful enough to buy us all dinner tonight, which we know she'll mention for the next 6 months. The table erupted in laughter. Nathan shook his head like I was a child who needed to learn humility. Lily smirked. My Aunt Patricia actually said, "Oh, Thomas, you're terrible," while giggling. I sat frozen, wine glass halfway to my lips, watching my father toast my birthday by mocking me in front of 20 people. "Come on, Dad's just joking," Nathan said, seeing my face. "Don't be so sensitive." "Yeah," Lily added. "You do talk about work a lot. It's kind of obnoxious." My mother patted my hand condescendingly. "We're proud of you, sweetie. You just need to learn some humility. Success is nice, but bragging isn't attractive." I set down my wine glass very carefully. "When have I bragged?" "Oh, please," my father said, sitting down. "Every conversation is about your business, your deals, your travels. We get it. You're successful. You don't need to constantly remind everyone." "I talk about my life. My work is my life. What else would I talk about?" "Anything else," my mother said. "Family, hobbies, other people's accomplishments. But no, it's always the Alexandra show." Last month, Nathan chimed in, "You spent 20 minutes at Mom's birthday talking about your contract with that tech company. Nobody cared, but you just kept going." "You asked me about work," I answered. "For 20 minutes? That's not answering, that's bragging." I looked around the table. 20 people who'd shown up to celebrate my birthday. 20 people who apparently agreed that I was an insufferable show-off who needed to be taken down a peg. "So this whole dinner," I said slowly, "was to humiliate me?" "Don't be dramatic," my father waved his hand. "It's constructive criticism. You're too focused on success and not enough on family. We're trying to help you. By mocking me at my birthday dinner? By being honest with you," my mother said. "Someone needs to tell you these things. You've become insufferable with all your success talk." I stood up. "Thank you for the feedback. And thank you all for coming to my birthday dinner, which, for the record, I wasn't planning to mention for the next 6 months. I was just going to pay for it quietly, like I always do. But since we're being honest, let me be honest too." "Alex," Nathan started. "I've been paying for these dinners for 4 years, every single one. I pay for this restaurant, for the wine, for the meals you all order without looking at prices. I do it because I love you and because I can afford it. I've never once thrown it in your faces or demanded gratitude. We are grateful." My mother tried. "I also pay the mortgage on the beach house. Have been for 4 years. The same beach house where you spend every summer weekend, where Nathan and Lily bring their families, where you host barbecues and tell everyone about your vacation home. That mortgage? $7,500 a month. I pay it, quietly, without mentioning it." The table had gone silent. "I pay it because when you were facing foreclosure 4 years ago, you asked me to help. And I did. I put the mortgage in my name, paid it every month, and let you pretend it was still yours because you said losing it would be embarrassing." My father's face had gone pale. "So when you mock me for showing off by talking about my work, the work that pays for these dinners, that beach house, and the lifestyle you've all enjoyed, maybe consider that I've been supporting you while you've been judging me." "We didn't know," Lily started. "You didn't want to know. You wanted to enjoy the beach house and the dinners without acknowledging where they came from. And when I talked about work, about how I earned the money that funded your lifestyle, you called it bragging." I picked up my purse. "Happy birthday to me. Enjoy your dinners. I'm leaving." "You can't just leave," My mother said. Who's going to pay? You are. You're all adults with jobs. Figure it out. Consider it practice for the future. I walked out of that restaurant and drove away while my family scrambled to cover a $1,400 dinner bill. The next morning, I called my financial advisor. Michael, I need to sell a property, the beach house in Cape Cod. The one with your parents' names on the deed. Their names are on the deed for tax purposes, but I own it through the trust. It's legally mine. I want to sell it. Can I ask why? Because they called me a show-off for talking about the work that pays their mortgage. So now they can have the satisfaction of not being shown off to anymore. Understood. I'll start the paperwork. One more thing. Stop auto-pay on that mortgage effective immediately. Are you sure? If you're selling, it might take 60 to 90 days. I'm sure. Stop the payments. Let them see what happens when I stop bragging about my success. I didn't tell my family about the sale. I didn't tell them I'd stop paying the mortgage. I just waited. Week 1, my mother called. Sweetheart, about the birthday dinner. We may have been too harsh. You were upset. I was honest. There's a difference. Well, yes, but you embarrassed everyone by storming out and leaving us with the bill. You mean paying for your own dinner? How terrible. Don't be petty. We wanted to apologize for the toast. Your father didn't mean it the way it came out. He meant every word. You all did. You think I'm a show-off who talks too much about my work. Now you get what you wanted, me being quiet about my success. What does that mean? It means I heard you. Message received. Talk to you later, Mom. Week 2. A certified letter arrived at my parents' beach house. It was addressed to them, but copied to me as the property owner. Notice of mortgage default. The mortgage was in my name but sent to the property address. My parents would see it. Week 3. My father called. There's some kind of mistake with the beach house mortgage. The bank sent a default notice. Not a mistake. What do you mean? I stopped paying it. You what? Why would you do that? Because you told me I show off too much. So I'm stopping. No more paying for things I might be tempted to mention later. That's ridiculous. Is it? You mocked me at my birthday dinner for talking about work. The work that pays that mortgage. So I figured you preferred to handle it yourselves. No more show-off daughter paying your bills. We can't afford the mortgage. Then I guess you'll lose the house. But at least I won't be showing off about my success anymore. Alexandra, this is childish. No, Dad. Childish was mocking your daughter at her birthday dinner after she'd been quietly paying your bills for 4 years. This is consequences. I hung up. Week 4, my phone exploded with messages. Nathan, you're letting Mom and Dad lose the beach house over one comment? Laylee, this is psychotic. They apologized. Mom, please call us. We need to talk about this. Dad, your mother is very upset. This needs to stop. I blocked them all and focused on work, the work they called showing off. Day 37, my phone rang from an unknown number. Against my better judgment, I answered. Is this Alexandra Morrison? Yes. This is Jennifer Park with Coastal Properties. I'm calling about the beach house at 847 Shoreline Drive. The sale closed yesterday, and the new owners would like to take possession next weekend. Will the current occupants be moved out by then? Current occupants? The listing mentioned the property is currently occupied by family members. The new owners agreed to a 2-week transition period after closing. That period ends next Saturday. I felt a cold satisfaction settle over me. The occupants weren't informed the house was being sold. That's unusual. Are they relatives? My parents. They're about to find out. Oh, well, the new owners are arriving Saturday with a moving truck. If your parents are still there, we'll need to coordinate. Give them my number. They can coordinate directly. Day 40, Saturday morning. My doorbell rang at 8:15 a.m. My parents stood on my doorstep looking haggard and furious. You sold the house, my father said without preamble. I did. How could you? Easily. It was mine. I owned it. I sold it. But we lived there. Part-time. You lived there in the summers. It was never your house. It was mine. I let you use it. Now I don't. Where are we supposed to go? My mother asked, her voice shrill. I don't know. But you have until today to figure it out because the new owners are moving in. Today, you're giving us whores. The sale closed 5 days ago. You had 5 days. That's more than you gave me at my birthday dinner. That was different. How? You humiliated me in front of 20 people. called me a show-off, mocked me for talking about the work that paid for the house you're standing here crying about losing. How is that different? My father's face was red. We said we were sorry. You said Mom was upset and I needed to stop being childish. That's not an apology. That's telling me to shut up and accept being treated badly. We didn't mean, yes you did. You meant every word of that toast. You thought I was a show-off for years. Every time I mentioned a client or a contract or a trip, you rolled your eyes. Every time I talked about work, you changed the subject. You didn't want to hear about my success because it reminded you that I was funding your lifestyle. That's not true. Then why did you call me a show-off for talking about work? Why did everyone laugh? Why did Nathan and Lily agree? Because it wasn't a one-time joke, Dad. It was how you all really felt. And now you're upset because I stopped providing the lifestyle you enjoyed while judging me for earning it. We need the house, my mother said desperately. No, you want the house. You don't need it. You have your regular home? This was a vacation home, a luxury. One I was providing while you complained about me being too focused on success. What do we do now? My father asked. You could apologize, really apologize. Not sorry you're upset, but sorry we treated you like that. You could acknowledge that you've been benefiting from my success while resenting me for it. You could admit that calling me a show-off was cruel and unfair. They looked at each other. We're sorry, my mother finally said. We were wrong. The toast was mean. We took you for granted. And the beach house? We can't get it back? No. It's sold, closed. The new owners own it now. But where will we summer? I don't know. Maybe rent something affordable. Maybe vacation somewhere cheaper. Figure it out like people who don't have a daughter paying their way. You're really doing this? My father asked. Cutting us off? Over a toast? I'm setting boundaries. You want to mock me for success? Fine, but you don't get to benefit from that success while doing it. You don't get to call me a show-off and then cry when I stop paying for your luxury vacation home. We said we're sorry. And I heard you. But sorry doesn't give you back the house. Sorry doesn't undo 4 years of eye-rolling and subject changing every time I talked about work. Sorry doesn't erase you toasting my birthday by humiliating me. What do you want from us? My mother asked. I want you to understand that you hurt me. I want you to see that you took me for granted. I want you to know that when I talk about my work, I'm not showing off. I'm sharing my life with people I thought cared about me. We do care, then prove it. Not by asking for the house back, not by crying about consequences, but by actually valuing my achievements instead of resenting them. By being proud instead of embarrassed. By celebrating instead of mocking. My father looked old suddenly. We were jealous. Is that what you want to hear? You're successful and we're not. Not like you. And it made us feel small. So we made you feel small too. That's honest. Does honesty get us the house back? No. But it's a start to rebuilding what you destroyed at my birthday dinner. That was 3 months ago. My parents lost the beach house. The new owners are a lovely couple from Vermont who invited me to visit anytime they'd heard the story and thought I'd handled it well. My family scattered their summer plans. Nathan rented a cottage. Lily stayed home. My parents tried a budget beach rental and hated it. We've had dinner twice since then. They paid for their meals. They asked about my work. Actually listened. My father even said, "That sounds incredible, Alex. You should be proud." Last week was Lily's birthday. Dad stood to make a toast. To my daughter Lily, who's turning 33 today. She's smart, successful, and accomplished. We're so proud of her. He sat down. No jokes, no mocking, no show-off comments. After dinner, he pulled me aside. I'm learning. It's hard, changing how I think about success. But I'm trying. I know. Will you ever let us use a beach house again? I don't own one anymore. But if you did. I thought about it. Ask me in a year, after you've proven you can value my success without resenting it. After you've shown me that I can talk about my life without being called a show-off. That's fair. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But I'd learned something important that birthday. The people who benefit most from your success are often the ones who resent it most. And sometimes, the kindest thing you can do is remove the benefit so they can see their resentment clearly. My parents lost a beach house. But maybe they gained some perspective. And me? I gained my self-respect back. Fair trade.